I guess we'll do 2 camera. And then we'll just have you split with her. Guess? That should work. Who's in the chat right now? Hey, chat. Roxana Camacho. First time watching the podcast. We have to rehearse with the band at 7:30, so that's all right. No big deal. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Hi, friends.
And a friend of Ashley's who invited me to the... Awesome. That's awesome. Rehearse with the band? What band? It's cool.
How can I not see the chat right now?
You got bit by a mosquito. Darn. Let me send my thoughts and prayers. Oh.
Hi, Roxy.
All right, now we got Ashley in here. I think.
You're thinking too hard, Jesse. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me? I'm using a different mic than I usually use.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it good?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're fine.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, sounds good to
me.
me.
So, Jesse, her and I are in 2 separate rooms.
That's good, actually.
Can you hear anything echo-wise?
No.
Okay, that's good.
You might want to close my bedroom door, love.
You might want to turn the volume down too, girl. That's loud AF.
I can hear you echoing, so yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I feel like that's really loud. Be careful. Be careful.
Nice pop.
All right, I turned it down a lot.
Yeah, Victoria got a pop filter.
Pop.
All right, so we have about 12 minutes, so we can just kind of hang out with the chat and spam on social media that we're starting to.
I can't see you at all, Jesse, but I think you know that.
Yeah, I turned off my camera so it can see only you guys.
Okay.
So everyone sees you in the live stream right now. And then they see me also, but I'm just on a different screen.
Okay. Weird, but as long as it works.
Yeah, we're
Look,
good.
we can hear you. That's what matters.
Yeah, the sound is the most important because I'm going to be recording that once we start. Just remember so Ashley, you're new to this. So before the show starts, we always do the little intro.
I already know.
Yeah, so
it's already been discussed.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I watch every day. I mean, every week. So I gotcha.
Cool. All right. So we'll do that, well, in like 10 minutes. So I'm just finishing up social media stuff and let's see, making sure people know about it pretty much.
We all know what's going on today. We all know.
I don't see Victoria anywhere in the Twitch app thing. It's just you and me, Jesse.
Well, whenever she talks, it'll flash to her. Like the camera will change to her.
Okay.
So like Victoria say something and then it should pop up.
Okay.
Say something, pop star, pop filter frame.
Yeah, see, now she's on there.
If you change your view to gallery, Jesse, she should have her own square.
I could do that, but then it might be too small for the people on the stream.
I'm not worried about it. Don't worry about it.
I was just things going through my head.
Oh, no, you're good.
So on top of all of her talents, TV production should be her next job.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Is it Roxana? Roxana, your friends in the chat?
That's one of my best friends, yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. Mike's in the chat. I'm gonna send out one more Snapchat message because I do that every time.
Yeah, Ashley, invite your friends. Invite more of your friends if you haven't already.
I'll post it on my Facebook. Hold on.
If I have to, if you need to
basically.
Let me put on. I'm gonna put on some chill beats while we wait.
Yeah, you can me in it. That way, it'll just show up on my page.
I already did, though, girl.
I was talking to Jesse, thank you.
There we go. You guys should be able to hear that, right?
Yes, I do hear.
Okay, cool. Twitch.tv/Twoth. Oh, Twitch. IceT.
Hey, Jesse, look at the camera real quick. Love it.
I was like, my eyes are gonna are gonna dry over.
yeah, my face looks a little sour on all that, but thank you.
Oh, Snapchat. You are so much worse than Instagram.
2432. I can type numbers. 8358.
I wish you can just send a mass story to everybody without having to click on everyone's name.
I know.
Why do I have to click
Post
on
so annoying.
Post a story.
Well, I post a story, but I also directly send it to people because people just usually skip over stories. They always just kind of tap
Somebody
through.
make a post and tag me. I only have 2 hands and I can't.
On Instagram?
Yeah, it's hard.
I can do that on Instagram.
Yeah, I can do that for everybody now on IG.
Just gonna suffer the pain of tapping everyone's name in my friends list.
Wow. So I've been off work for almost 2 hours and they are just now responding to my messages.
I'm also gonna get a drink before I
That's good.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Come on, I got this. Carpal tunnel, let's do it. Thumb workout. Some people message me on Snapchat and they're like, what is this? And I'm like, just do it. Just go to it anyway. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, why are we asking questions?
Just go find out,
This is perfect. I have my phone propped up so I could still read the Twitch chat so that if anybody says something, I don't miss it.
That's perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I need to put on my glasses.
Okay.
I mentioned everybody.
Look professional today. You want cans and camp, how's that?
Karen's going wild.
Alright. Back to the chat. Hey, Dored, what's going on, man? Imagine posting stories.
Yo, that bitch has some serious eyebrows. I'm so jealous.
Tiffany says, good luck with the podcast. You'll rock it. She just texted me.
Tell her we love her very much and we wish that she could be here.
Yeah, it's the problem is not a lot of people have Twitch. I know a lot of people that are going to listen through Apple Podcasts and stuff on Tuesday. I've already talked to them. It's just, Twitch is a harder thing. I was lucky that Roxana even had it. And I told Helen about it, but I don't know if she'll be here or not.
Red with the ace in Valorant today. Hey man, I hope you stick around and listen to the podcast. We're talking some interesting stuff today.
We're always talking interesting stuff on IceT and the Hippogriff.
You're listening to IceT and the Hippogriff.
Practice do the Hippogriff, na 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 na.
My MC voice.
Flying off from a cliff, mama, 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 mama.
Twitch is awesome. I use Instagram though for obviously photos and all that. Twitch is good for this, for the live broadcasting and such. Because I've done all of them pretty much. I've done YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I started on Twitch, went to YouTube, to try it to see what it was like, because they had YouTube Gaming and they were really pushing it. And then after a while, like I just didn't feel like it was optimized, so I moved to Facebook because that was new, and I was like, oh, let's try this. And sure enough, I just came back to Twitch because Twitch is just, they have more things and more ways to
Hey,
interact.
Jesse, can you record the Zoom call and then send me a copy? Or can you not record two things at once?
I don't think I can record two things at once, but I can well,
Sign the petition for Naya Rivera to come home. Yes.
the,
Let's sign a paper.
The stream, so this stream on Twitch will be saved automatically. So what I can do is I can download it after we're finished, and then I would have
give it to me that way.
Yeah, that would be the
On
only
Google
way.
Drive or something.
Yeah, on like a USB, or I would upload it to Google Drive, and you'd have to download it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we should be able to do it that way.
I definitely want to keep this.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, my room is so empty. I probably should hold on, let me put one of those overlays, because my room is like.
Don't even worry about it, dude. Don't even worry about it. This is the opportunity to tell people why it's so naked in
Let me
there.
grab a drink real quick.
Okay. Should we talk about the purple bag today? Oh God,
That's
there's
up
so
to
much
you.
stuff. There's so much stuff we could talk about. It's crazy.
That's true, though. Do you have any alcohol here, Ashley?
Do I have any what?
Alcohol.
Like drinking alcohol?
Oh, well, I was thinking to drink some isopropyl,
There is a Smirnoff or two still in the refrigerator. There's a bottle of wine that's open. There's the Fireball that I've barely touched in the freezer. Help yourself.
I'll be right back. Some sassy rosas.
If you don't end up taking the Smirnoff, can you bring it to me?
You want it?
Yeah.
Okay. Ashley, where's the wine?
That raspberry wine at the bottom of the door.
Oh, I see it. I didn't.
Come on, lady. This is supposed to be your second home. You're supposed to know where everything is.
All right, if you haven't already, everybody in the chat, please share the stream. That way we can get an awesome audience here to listen in and be part of the show. I am doing the final check here on social media. Victoria will be back
You're
soon.
very welcome. That'll cost you $50. $50. That was home delivered.
Podcast if you're interested in
Oh my god, what the hell?
Twitch.
What?
Why is it so hard to open?
The bottle?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have a bottle opener.
No, it's like a twist top, but I don't know if there's like a cork in here. Or just one cap on here. Somebody know. That's fine, I'll just drink the other beer. Yeah.
I think there's another Smirnoff or something in there.
Yeah, there's a pink one.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready. Thanks, girl.
No problem. There's plenty of alcohol in there.
Don't worry about the $50. We good.
All right. I think we're good to go, right? Is everyone good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Wanna
gonna
get-
want me to announce like where they can find me in the beginning, right?
Yeah, but
That's
yeah,
at any point. Yeah.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
I'll be sure to say that when we get to it. Don't worry.
Okay,
You'll know
perfect.
when to say it. It's very easy. It's basically like having a chill hangout session, except you have notes. That's about it.
And we're drinking.
Victoria, do you want to do the
Oh.
intro or do you want me to do the intro?
Excuse me?
Are you doing the intro or do you want me to do the intro?
Do you mind if I do it today?
Yeah, you can do it today.
Please, cause I mean I'm her friend, so she should.
Yes, that is totally fine. Let me turn off the chill beats because we're done with that. Thanks, chill beats. And
Nice to hear from you.
make sure sounds are all good. Let me move it down for a second. Get my notes here. You guys hear this, right? Let me just test the audio.
Yes.
You heard all that? Good. Let me make sure it's loud enough. It should be. Oh, wait. Why is voice mod so low? Could it be that low? I guess it should. Try it one more time. That's loud enough, right? Yeah, you can hear that. All right. Here we go. Let
For
me
sure.
get the intro going here. And I'm going to put you guys on mute for the moment until we are out of it.
No problem.
And then Victoria will take us away. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Oh, Ashley, thank you for muting. I didn't realize she did it herself. All right, here we go. Oh, wait. I didn't hit record. Duh.
People like to get worked up about things, and that's just not our style. So, to save you guys a call to the authorities, take a listen to this. The opinions and ideas you hear are those of the hosts, their guests, and their callers, and not those of the companies, sponsors, or advertisers for this podcast. And with that said, enjoy the show.
Unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden rule, guys. The golden part of an elementary school education posted on top of the dry erase boards, reminding you every day to be a good person. Easy, right? Unfortunately, that's not the case in with most people. And, I'd like to dive right in with another impactful quote. But first, welcome to IceT and the Hippogriff. Today is Thursday, July 9th, 2020, and I am Victoria Sorrentino, aka Do the Hippogriff, and with me, as always, my wonderful co-host, my partner in crime, Jesse Harrington, aka IceT Kirby.
Hello
You
there.
guys, you can all catch our recordings live on twitch.tv/IceT Kirby every Thursday night at around 7 p.m. If you can't tune in, that's fine. While you're on the go, you can catch our audio recordings every Tuesday on Anchor and other various podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, and many, many more. We love to interact with all of our fans, and we hope that you don't neglect to do it tonight. You can call in, text, or leave a positive voicemail message to the show. You can call or text in at 802-432-8358 and have the chance to be featured on our show. The number is 802-432-8358. Please keep in mind all call, data, and messaging rates may apply. Please check with your service provider. Folks, you can find us all over social media these days. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat. If you want to write us a letter in the mail too, but don't forget, follow, like, listen, and share. It helps us help you. Jesse Harrington, my partner, my friend, how you doing tonight?
Hello. Hello there. Someone in the chat caught my Star Wars reference. I'm good. It is another wonderful Thursday evening. I am hanging out. I've been doing a lot of things around the house, including working out and cleaning and all that fun stuff. Obviously, we're still here under the pressure of a pandemic. I've been arguing with people on Facebook, even though I probably shouldn't, because you'll probably never change their minds. But here we are, and I'm relaxed. I'm chill. I have my White Claws ready to go, and I'm glad you've done the intro today because we have a guest today, and this guest is a very awesome guest. This is a guest that we've had listening to the show pretty much since day one, and I feel like you, of all people, Victoria, are the one who should be introducing this person because you're one of her best friends, and I'm excited to have her on, and I'm sure she's excited to be here. So, tell us, Victoria, who is joining us today on the show?
Our very, very special guest this evening, Jesse, is a very dear friend of mine. We've been friends for almost 10 years now. And, she's like a sister at this point. She's like the older sister I never got to have. So I'm so excited to have her here today. Everybody, please give a warm welcome to my dear friend, Ashley McGee.
Ashley's here.
Ashley, can you hear us?
She has to unmute herself. Here, let me get her to unmute. As I hit the applause button. You got this. She's here. She's just, we have to unmute her. There we go.
There we
She's
go.
shy.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
She made it.
Nice to see you. So, Ashley, before we get started, I just want to share with everybody just really quickly how I know you. Ashley and I met each other at Broward College back in 2011. I was just finishing up my last recital before going off to UCF, where I met Jesse. And it was my first voice recital like ever. I had just started taking lessons, and this was like my first time singing in front of, it wasn't even one person. It was a room full of people, at least 60 people. It was really scary. And Ashley came up to me as soon as it was over. And she told me, that was a really beautiful song you sang and you did a great job. And oh my God, we've connected off of that. We have a lot of things in common musically, educationally, and life goals. And, we've just been able to maintain a really healthy relationship. So when I got back from school, we got back together, and then she moved away, and now I'm really happy that she's moved back. We've blossomed a very beautiful friendship over the last 10 years. And, I love her. I love her. I respect her. I admire her. And I'm so happy that she is here and we can talk to her tonight.
Don't make me cry.
Stop.
All right, so I have to ask. Well, one thing I do know, and I will announce this now because why not? Ashley just recently shared with even me that she recently just got into a very special school that I love 1,000%, and that school would be the University of Central Florida. I'm gonna give her a round of applause for that. So that's awesome, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Victoria's gonna lose me again, but
Who knows? Who knows? I might follow right behind you.
Yeah,
what is 2020 now,
That is amazing, and congratulations for making it into UCF. That is I am so passionate about that school, and I live 10 minutes away still on purpose because I love that school so much. And going there changed my life. It's made me who I am today, and I really hope you reap all the benefits from it because it is quite the place. So
maybe you could show me around. I haven't really been there much. I've only been there once.
Yes, it is. I would be more than happy to give you a tour. I know that school like the back of my freaking gaming controller. Like that's how well I know that school.
He uses the controller more than his hands. I love it.
The back of my hand is actually more vague than a controller. Anyway, but you're here today because we're gonna touch a topic today that is for one, it would be hard for me to articulate because I obviously am not in the same position, and having you here and being able to ask you questions and learn from you about this topic is really, in my opinion, a gold mine, and it's an awesome situation to be in, to be able to have you here and speak on what we're going to talk about today. Ashley, do you want to start off with, like, do you have anything you want to start with, or an opening that you want to talk about regarding this?
Being disabled is hard. I make it look easy. Victoria will tell you I make it look easy, but it's hard. I'm just glad that I have the kind of support system that I have, because without it, I would be flat on my back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, and so I'm going to, because Ashley's been an audience member for a long time, and I feel like I've actually gotten to know her literally just through the Twitch chat and through her posting on social media. Like, I feel like I've become, closer to Ashley, and this, I feel like this is a great opportunity to share, for Ashley to share her perspective of being someone who is disabled, and to be able to help us, maybe for people who are not disabled or and whatnot, to make a better place for everybody to learn about it. And I feel, and as someone who loves to ask questions, I've always been someone who asks questions. I'm not afraid to ask. This is a golden opportunity. Personally, I feel like, for me to learn. So I'm happy, Ashley. I'm happy you're here, and
I'm glad that I could come up with the topic for you.
That too, because it definitely makes it more. It's definitely an awesome topic. So, Victoria, do you want to start off with any questions, or Ashley, do you want to give us, like, a background on everything? Maybe that will be the best place to start.
A background on me.
Because
I'm
I
originally
got
from Chicago.
Okay.
I have been living on my own since I was 20. And the way that I got there is part of what we're going to speak about today.
Gotcha.
And I have, let's see, how many degrees do I have?
Well, it's really cool that you mentioned that, and maybe we could take a picture and post it later. But Ashley just finished her associate's degree with Broward College.
Mm-hmm.
On top of, if I turn around, I'm actually at her house right now. Oh my God. We went ahead and we framed all of her certificates and all of her degrees. So just behind me, I have 6 degrees behind me.
Can I ask, what are all these degrees in? Like, do you know off the top of your head, or do you have to look at the?
It's actually only 3 with a bunch of honors that I've gotten.
Okay.
I have a multimedia design certification. I have a web design certification, and then I have my AA degree, and I'm going for my bachelor's next.
That's awesome. Web design, huh? That's a tough segment there, in my opinion. I've been a computer guy all my life. Yeah, but
I like it.
I've been a computer guy all my life, and web design, like, yeah, sure, I can use all the web building websites, but I can't do, like, HTML or, like, the coding. Like, when people do that, it blows my mind.
It's kind of a pain to sit and stare at sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a gamer, and I'm on the computer an awful lot amount of time. And I actually did, when I was at UCF, I did take one Intro to C course, and that was the worst. That was really hard, and it made me. And I'm not trying to call out anyone who does coding or web work, but when I did that Intro to C course and I sat there all night trying to figure out how to create a program, I wanted to turn my computer off and never look at it again.
I feel you.
I was like, I'm done, and I finished the course. I got like a B+ or an A- or something, but it was like, oh my God, no wonder they get paid 6 figures. Like, holy crap. Like, this is tough stuff, and it's almost an art form. Like, because, like, every way to do a program, you could do it different ways, the same function, like to make a website or a code do a function, there's different ways to approach it. And it's like, it's hard. Anyway, sorry, I just went on a tangent. But So yeah, 6 degrees. What else? Tell us more about yourself, Ashley.
Let's see. I have a cat. I like to mess around with music and video games in my spare time.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like to watch Jesse play games on Twitch, to be honest.
At least
You have a fan.
I have one fan at least. Yes. I might have Dorette in there from the chat too, and I appreciate it. Every second counts whenever I'm playing video games and I'm streaming, so I appreciate that. So I read through some of these notes. Ashley had sent me some background info on everything regarding her disability. And I read through them, and Ashley, I don't know if you want to go through that or if you want one of us to kind of like narrate any of this, but you were born
we can do a little bit of both. First of all, I'm lucky to be alive, in my opinion, because I was born 2.5 months early.
Gotcha.
I was 1.5 pounds when I was born. And when I was born, the doctors told my parents that I wouldn't talk, I wouldn't laugh, I wouldn't smile, and I wouldn't go to school. Well, I've surpassed all the above, obviously.
Which God bless. Like, that's awesome. Thank God.
What happened to me is when they used the forceps to pull me out, they crushed my cerebral cortex.
Oh, wow. Jesus. That's insane.
And I was also having a lack of oxygen. And the crushed cerebral cortex is obviously why I can't walk, because your cerebral nerve is like right by your neck.
So that was happening during birth, like that.
Yes.
So that was it. That makes me ask that. See, like that alone kind of makes me curious about some things. For one, is that technically like what's the word? I'm having a brain fog.
Malpractice?
Right now. Yeah,
Yes.
medical malpractice. Is there anything? Is there anything like legal that you can do about that?
There was, but not until more recently, when more people started developing CP. And by the time my parents realized that we could have sued somebody, the statute of limitations had passed.
Gotcha.
So there's nothing that I can personally do about it now. But anybody born with CP after, like me, that realizes what happened in time, they could sue for millions.
And how old are you? Like when were you born?
35, 1984.
Okay, so 1984, you're born. The doctors pretty much malpractice. There's malpractice during your birth, and here you are because of that in this situation, and there's nothing you can do about it legally. That blows my mind. That's insane.
But you know something? We can't, it is a very sad situation because, especially when you're in the position that her mother is in, where you put your trust and your care and your livelihood in the hands of a doctor,
right?
Who you just kind of assume that, after all these years of training and school and student loans, that they would, exercise more alternative methods as opposed to, putting somebody else's life at risk. And at the end of the day, it is a really somber event that happened. But something, my friend is here. My friend is very independent. Yeah, no, my friend is incredibly independent. And, for somebody in her predicament, she's probably one of the bravest and strongest women I know, because, I'm sure you and I know a handful of people that, something's going on in my life and it just blades into everything, and they will do nothing. They will let these menial things crumble their ambitions. Their whole life will stop. My friend, she's resilient and she overcomes everything. It's almost like, it's obviously not an ideal situation, but it was almost like this was meant for her, because we need more driven people in society to drive people to do better.
Yeah, I agree. Like, your to think about your personality and the person that you have become as a result of it versus the person you might have become if it didn't happen.
I have a motto, Jesse, and my motto is actually my email address. I don't even know if you know about this.
I don't think
Victoria,
I know about this.
because people ask me about it all the time. My email address is dirtlassshoulder at whatever, like at Gmail or whatever. And my motto is I can either brush the dirt off my shoulders and keep going,
Mm-hmm.
or I can choose to lay down and die. And I choose not to lay down and die.
Yeah, I commend you for the tenacity that you have, because I'm not in the same situation, but I would imagine it's difficult. And like you said in the beginning of the show, you said it's a very difficult position to be in, and we haven't even touched. We're at the tip of the iceberg right now. We're just talking about what it is and how it came to be, but.
Yeah, because there's more about me that we're gonna reveal tonight. It would blow your mind, and you would go, "How?"
And that's I appreciate and I cherish the idea that I can even ask these questions right now, and that's awesome that I have someone like you that I can learn about, and learn about the situation. So thank you for being here. Let's see. I'm reading your notes here. You weighed 1.5 pounds. Doctors think you would survive. They said you wouldn't speak or be able to smile or go to school. But here you are.
So was that something extra you had to do, Ashley? Like as far as early development goes?
I still go through speech and occupational therapy now. I have it every week. And I had to go through speech therapy because I used to drool really bad. I kind of still have some issues with the drooling, like the muscles in my face are kind of messed up. But speech therapy was able to really fix that, which is one of the reasons why I am planning on being a speech therapist. I want my master's in speech therapy. That's my end game.
That's awesome.
And without therapy, I would not be here. I would not be able to transfer myself in the shower, on and off the couch, on and off the. You know what I do every day. You see.
Listen. Yeah. Ashley and I actually spent a weekend together a few weeks ago. Because her and I were planning a trip to Las Vegas. So this is a like the test run to see how we could deal and move around. Listen, she's really independent, for what it is and for the things that she can do everything. She can pick herself out of her chair. She puts herself in the shower. She gets herself everywhere. Like she has the public transportation, the TOPS bus that picks her up, but she books it, she pays for it. They take her from point A to point B. If Ashley has to be at school for 12 hours, it's really unfortunate and like really shitty, but she's there for 12 hours and she does her schoolwork, she studies, she eats, and she gets herself home. Like she lives her life pretty much how you and I do without a car, which, between me and you sounds great because, F traffic.
Traffic sucks.
Like
traffic is the worst. Yeah, I'm struggling to even know what to ask at this, like right now. I'm as like I said, I read through your notes. You were put in the foster care at a young age. Can you tell us a little bit about that part of your life?
Yeah. Due to unforeseen circumstances that my family and I couldn't help, I was put into foster care. And most people, as I wrote in my notes to you, most people would find that like horrendous. Mm-hmm. But it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And the reason why that is because even though it was hard, when I turned 18, I had the ability to go into independent living. And that was how I was able to obtain my own apartment, which I still have my own place. This is obviously my house. And my father will tell you, he's always made the joke about how he's so glad that I ended up the way I ended up, because my dad would have been too afraid to let me go on his own. I probably would be still living with my dad and not allowed to do much because he was afraid and overprotective. And my dad and I didn't talk for 2 years after I went into foster care at first.
Mm-hmm. And
because he didn't think that the state of Florida was making the right decision, and he was mad.
Right. And so you going to foster care wasn't your parents' choice, or was it your parents' choice? It sounds like it was maybe a
I actually asked my father to put me in it because we were having issues with each other.
That's
gotcha.
interesting.
And I'm not, of course, obvious, Ashley, if you don't feel comfortable like sharing this publicly, that,
No,
don't
I'm
don't
here,
worry.
It is what it is. If my parents end up hearing this and get mad, that's their problem.
Well, just know that you do, like you said, you have a support system that's better than ever, and of course, if you ever need help from either Victoria, because she's right there, or even myself, I'll do my best to do whatever I can to help you out.
The tables are about to change. You're going to be the one around the corner.
See, that is true. That is very true. So being someone in foster care like that's never been something I've had to deal with. But the funny part is that I get that asked all the time because I am adopted. I was adopted when I was born. I never
Really?
I've never been through the foster care system, but I was adopted by my family now. As soon as I was born, it was kind of like Juno. You ever see the movie Juno? Like it was
Yes,
like that kind of thing.
I have it.
Yeah,
One of my favorites.
it's basically that. Like I basically was born and my biological parents or mother couldn't handle not the responsibility, but like couldn't handle me at that time, and so they put me up for adoption before I was even born. Do I ask myself about my biological parents? Not really. I almost feel like I wasn't adopted, even though I was. But to be put into foster care at 13, I feel like that would come with a lot more questions and a lot more, obviously, memories. Like you probably remember some of that, and like how, like, do you think about that, or is that something that's just kind of like it is what it is? And
I know my parents. That's the thing. I wasn't put up for adoption. I stayed in the foster care system the whole time because I wanted to know my parents. It's not that I didn't want to know my parents. It's just that my dad, the best way to put it is like, he was married to my stepmom and she was completely awesome to me. And then they got a divorce and he was like an authoritarian type. And I wasn't allowed to like hang out with my friends or anything like that after he got divorced. And I was stifled. I couldn't stand it because I'm outgoing. I mean, you guys know me. I'm outgoing and open. I couldn't stand being by myself.
Right. Yeah. That's very interesting to me. Let me look here. Victoria, do you have any? I don't know if you have. Victoria, do you have the same notes that I do, or are you working off?
Yes.
Yeah, I do, and like, it's funny. It's interesting because, like, her and I have had a lot of similar conversations. So I'm just like, I already know all this. I could just hang out.
Well, you've been with her for 10 years.
Yeah, no,
for
sure. No, for sure.
Victoria,
And
count.
like one of the things that Ashley and I, have in common, we have like a real love, passion for education. And she's, like I said, she got her AA. She's preparing to perhaps go back to Orlando. But I do remember, we've touched up on her high school times, and do you want to talk about your high schooling times? Because I see that you got your GED as opposed to a regular high school diploma.
Yeah.
So What was
That
that?
the part of foster care that absolutely sucked.
What about foster care put you in that GED program? Like, what was the puzzle piece for that?
I moved around a lot. I have bladder problems at night because I was born early. My bladder is weaker than most people's, and so when I sleep at night, I can't feel it. And so I use my washing machine every day because of that. And my foster parents, like the homes that I was put in, they didn't want to deal with having to wash clothes every day or changing linens and all those things. So they would ask somebody else to come and get me, and I would be put into. I can't tell you. I've probably moved a total of probably 30 times in my whole life
30 times.
at this point.
I can't stand moving. Even when I was in college, moving was awful.
I moved 4 times in college, and I'm back at my parents' house, and I don't even want to move. Like, I need to move because I'm old, but I don't even want to pack my crap and move. Like,
so it became to a point where I kept switching schools because I kept switching foster homes after foster home. So by the time I got to high school, and that was a stable environment, like I ended up being in one part of Plantation with one foster family, and then moving to the Wellaby side where Piper is. I'm sure you know where this stuff is, Victoria. And I was supposed to be zoned for Piper, but Plantation let me stay. But by the time I got that stability, like I was 19 years old, and I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're disabled, you can stay in school up to the age of 22. So at 19, I still hadn't finished my high school diploma, and I'm like, I don't want to be in school until 2006 or 7. I was supposed to graduate in 2004, and it was already 2005. I had a good friend of mine at the time that I went to high school with that said to me, Ashley, you're not stupid. It's just the fact that you don't get to stay in one place. And your GPA is like 1.5 because of all of the moving. She said, so my suggestion to you is to drop out of school. I will help you study for the GED. She got money from her parents to pay for my GED program expenses because I was living in adult group homes and I didn't have a lot of money at that time. And so she loved me so much that she asked her parents for the $10 per semester that it cost me to go to GED school. So I would go to GED school during the day, and then she would meet me at the library 3 times a week, and we would study. And then I took my test and I passed it.
Hey,
knock that right out.
yeah, knock them out. Knock them out the box.
Yeah, of course.
That's
and you see,
awesome.
but like you see, this is somebody that I like really, really admire. Like there's no amount of working out that I've ever done that makes me like feel the way I feel when her and I have these types of discussions. Because again, like there's people with just very seemingly normal circumstances, and they'll use any excuse. And it's amazing because, when I first met her, my sort of initial impression was this is probably, because this is kind of how we're all sort of raised around and kind of thinking, I'm like, this is probably not somebody who socializes very much with people. And, just the more I've been in her life, this girl has, oh my goodness, this girl has to have at least like 75 people. And I'm just being nice. Like at least 75 people that she could call at any point, whatever she needs. And they will do it for her and they will help her, and it's just to say out of the goodness of anybody's heart. And, it's a give and take relationship. It's not like Ashley's always asking for help and she's not trying to, give back. Like she puts She'll put her friends before she puts herself first.
All the time.
All the time. And you see, look, she's so open about it. She's just too open about it, you know?
You mean that's like a warm-hearted person that should be putting their friends before themselves anyway and being very kind and polite and loving? You mean
Golden rule, baby.
Ashley's better than half the people I know. To be honest.
She's the reason, you know, I used to have a really good friend back in the day, and like I thought this girl was going to be in my wedding. And I'll tell you, you know, Ashley.
We've talked
like,
about this before.
Yeah, I know. These other people, like, they don't compare. As far as I'm concerned, you know, like Ashley is my friend, and I have maybe 2 other people that I would consider, you know.
Now, the question would be, am I invited to your wedding? Because if not, then I'm offended.
Of course you're invited to my wedding. What?
Yeah.
I better be invited to yours.
I mean.
All right, people. Love fest. No kidding.
All right. Ashley, I do want to ask a question. Here's a question. Can you give us a little bit of details on the 18 operations you've had?
Oh, dear.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to tell us like super
let's start
details.
from head to toe.
Okay.
The first thing that ever happened to me was when I was 6 months old.
Uh-huh.
I mentioned in my notes to you that I also was born with a thing called hydrocephalus, which is water in the brain. So
Gotcha.
one of the first things that they had to do to me was to insert a shunt in my head, which is this tubing system that drains the water from my brain to my stomach properly so that it doesn't swell up anymore and I don't die from too much water in my brain.
That already sounds like the most stressful thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Well,
She shouldn't even know what's happening yet.
I didn't even know what was happening then.
Well,
but
yeah,
I will
of course.
say that my tubes failed when I turned 13.
Okay.
And they had to do the surgery again at 13.
Oh my gosh.
Which is normal because when you grow, the tube size gets smaller.
So the tube that they have is so they left this tube inside. It wasn't like a procedure where they do it and then it's done. I still have one. So you have a tube from your brain to your stomach right now.
Yeah.
You're like the
and if it malfunctions, you'll know because I start to vomit. I get horrible headaches.
So has it malfunctioned?
My eyes roll in the back of my head.
Has it malfunctioned like since?
Not since I was 13. No, I've been very lucky.
Well, I'm gonna knock on wood right now because that's great. I'm glad it's been working. That'd be terrifying if that happened.
I've been through it before. I could do it again. I mean, shaving off all my hair sucks because.
Well, yeah, in order to get to your brain, yeah, that makes sense. Oh my gosh, that's.
It's a really interesting surgery because they put you on essentially life support. They put all my organs and stuff on life support when they do it because of the simple fact of it's the brain.
Well, of course. I mean, your
brain.
Look
at her face, Victoria.
Oh my god.
I can't even see Victoria's face.
There are still some things that you don't know about me, my friend.
Like, oh my god. I don't know if I can have kids, guys. I don't know if I can do this.
Okay, so that is just one of the operations, right? So
that was the first.
Oh my god. That's insane.
And then I wear glasses. It's obvious. I was born with my eyes crossed. I had to have surgery to correct that.
Okay.
I have had an appendectomy surgery. I have had my hamstrings lengthened, which are the muscles behind your knees.
Right.
They were trying to do that to see if they could get me to walk.
Oh, okay.
I have had two hernia surgeries, and I have a third hernia that we're trying not to operate on right now. My gallbladder is gone.
Mm-hmm. Appendix?
What else? Huh?
You have an appendix still?
No, I said
appendectomy.
Oh, sorry. I've had I didn't know that was. See, this is the uneducated music teacher coming out. You said a appendectomy? Is that for your appendix?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, I've had that. That's one of the very few hospital stays that I've had was the appendix. Anyway, I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm very interested in this.
I've had my heel cords released again, trying to help me to be able to walk or stand to the best of my ability.
Right.
Oh my God, there's been so many. Some of them I can't even remember, but that's the gist.
How do you here? And again, if this isn't, I'm not asking this to be rude or unsensitive
You're my
or anything.
friend. Ask away.
Okay, good. That's awesome. How comfortable do you feel if you do have to go to the hospital? Do you feel comfortable now that you have been through all these experiences? Does it comfort? I'm not saying does it comfort you to be there, but do you feel safe when you are in the hands of the doctors and or do
Most of the time, yes, because I've been fortunate to have all of the same doctors. I mean, it was to the point when I moved to Orlando the first time, I would travel down here just for doctor's appointments. Victoria can tell you that.
Right.
Hey, I'm coming home for 5 hours. Want to hang out?
I have an appointment I have to go to. Like, I've kept all of my doctors except for a few that are easy ones to change. Like, I see a hematologist, and no, I don't have cancer, but I have iron deficiency, and I have to get iron infusions every 6 months.
Right.
Otherwise, I faint. I've gone through a lot, and it took me 10 years to get my AA, and the only reason why that is because of how many times I've gotten sick and had to have surgery and had to drop class.
Okay, but in general though, you do feel a sense of comfort when you are handled with the staff and the doctors.
Like, I've been through it so much that it's routine for me now. I do usually ask for people to pray for me, and I ask to see my closest friends before I go under.
That's awesome. I'm just happy that because of as someone who does have to go through that, and like I said, I've been through it maybe 3 times. I've been in the hospital for an operation or a procedure, but to know that you're comfortable and your mind is somewhat at ease while doing these things is great, and I'm happy that you are able to get the staff and the faculty to that you feel comfortable with when you do have to deal with it. You know, like that's really cool that you've. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's moments where you felt the opposite, right? I'm sure there's moments where you have felt a little bit of fear.
When I had to do my shot revision and I knew that they were going to open my brain up, I was genuinely scared.
Yeah, and
you screw that up, I'm gone.
Yeah, and I can understand that as well, because I'd be very fearful. I mean, as a kid, I had my appendix out maybe middle school. I think I was maybe 12 years old.
So the same age as me.
Yeah.
I was 13.
Yeah, I was around that age, and I do remember the part that I remember most was, the operation happened. Well, there's two. Let me take that back. There's 2 parts I remember. The first part, which I hated and I was terrified after, was when they put in my IV into my hand, and I remember it was like this big nurse, and she just held my arm down and she shoved that needle into my hand, into a vein in my hand.
No counting, no nothing.
Oh no, she was
me?
like, she's like, it'll
Always
be over
ask
in a second,
someone to
and she
count
just
before they stick me with a needle.
Oh, that was the worst. And like an IV needle isn't like a tiny thing, especially back when in like the early 2000s. It wasn't like a tiny little thing. It was like a thick pencil-sized, like, oh, here we go. And she just rammed it in there. And I remember crying after that. I'll never forget that. And then the other part I remember for that was when after the procedure, I was in the hospital for maybe a day or 2 days after. I remember I had to relearn how to walk. Because of me being under and being weak and my muscles weren't there, I had to they had to have me stand up, and my mom would help me take a few steps, and I would get to a wheelchair, and then my mom would wheel me around the hospital. She would wheel me up and down the hallway, and we would have to do these walking exercises to get used to walking again. And I remember one of the times I was in bed and I go, Mom, I have to go to the bathroom. And she helps me get into the wheelchair. She wheels me to the bathroom. I get in the bathroom and I start going. I think I had to like pee or something, and I went pee, and I remember my IV, it fell out of my hand. It like got caught on something and it fell out of my hand.
Ouch!
And there was the blood in the IV bag started just pouring onto the ground, and like there was a pool of just Jesse blood all over the ground. And like my mom freaked out. She freaked out. I felt fine. Like I wasn't like passing out or anything, because it was coming from the bag. It wasn't coming from my hand. But my mom she freaked out. She hit like the emergency like call button, and like they had to mop all of this blood off the ground. And me, I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm like laughing. I'm a 12-year-old about to turn 13. I'm like laughing at this. But it was just really those are the two moments I can't forget, during that operation. That was probably the worst operation I've had. And to have to have like brain surgery or some sort of neurological something, that's very intense. And I commend you to push through that and to do what you need to do in order to come out on top, Like that's awesome that you're able to do that, for sure. While we're here, we're about 45 minutes in, so we're going to take a little break here. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about the second half of this, which is all the things that's on your bucket list, all the things that you have done, that you've done in your life, and some job goals that you've listed in dating. We'll talk about all that stuff after the break.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Oh yeah. It'll be fun. You're listening to IceT and the Hippogriff. Clear.
Sweet. How am I doing, you guys?
Oh no, this is awesome.
You're doing great.
No, you're doing great, and I'm having fun learning about you. Like this is actually really cool to be able to.
I'm low-key learning so much about both of you.
And don't take this the wrong way, but this is, I don't have too many people in my life that are disabled or in your position. And so it's not exactly something I get to ask. I don't get to ask questions like this. And the fact that
that's why I figured it would be a cool subject, because people don't. And they all assume that we have no brain. And it drives me nuts.
No, and that's obviously that's a fallacy. The fact that the people believe it's a fallacy for people to believe that you guys aren't. Obviously, you're intelligent. You do have a brain, and you're able to come up with your own thoughts and share your opinions and act and make and do action. Like this is a golden opportunity. And I said it before, but I'll say it again. Even if we're not recording, I don't care. Like it's a golden opportunity for me to learn about what's going on with you, and to learn about the things that you have to deal with, and become a better person on top. So I think that's awesome.
Victoria will tell you, I have other friends too that she met. Like my friend Ernie just got his bachelor's degree. She knows him
in law.
And then my friend Helen is studying to be a cybersecurity person. She's almost done with her bachelor's. She's got like a year left. I wish Helen was in this chat tonight. She's got Twitch, and I tried, but she goes to bed kind of early.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, during the school year, I'm in bed by 9, so I'm only up late during the summer because it's literally summer vacation for me. That's about it.
He gets to do what he's doing what all the kids are doing. I'm gonna stay up late.
Yeah, I'm staying up late and doing that. So,
welcome.
For the people that are in the chat, I'm so sorry if you guys have said things and I'm not responding, but I can't hold this microphone and respond in the chat. I'm really bad at multitasking.
I do have a fun fact about her that I want to share with people when we get back.
Yeah, don't share it yet. Save it. It's good. If it's good,
no, it'll be later.
If it's content, we got to save it for the show.
Of course, we have to save it for the show. That's when it matters.
I'm gonna use the restroom.
And to be honest with you, Jesse, the thing here, the MO is, you and I have frequently brought up the topic of, Black Lives Matter, respect everybody. Everybody wants to be treated a certain way. So, I just, even when Ashley mentioned it, and I thought it was a really great idea to have her on this show, because in my opinion, it is through education that people will start being able to see other people's perspectives, point of views, lifestyles a little differently. Like with Ashley, I've never looked at her and seen a disability. I've looked at Ashley and I'm just like, this is my friend. Like at first it was a little weird because I wasn't sure what we can do when we were hanging out with each other. But we've done a lot together: escape rooms, bowling, hanging out, movies, lunch. So for me to feel that way for somebody that like before Ashley, I never really had anyone in my life that was disabled. So for her to be the first person to come into my life like that and just automatically know this is a human being, respect her, treat her how you would want to be treated, I think it's really important that we communicate that message to as many people as possible.
I agree, 1,000%.
You guys ready to get this party started again?
Whoa, Miss Diva. we take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, let me go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I haven't even done that yet, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
True story.
And I'm gonna grab one more drink because why not? And then we'll
I like
get the
my
ball
friend
rolling.
here. He knows how to party. Why not?
Oh well, hold on. I'll tell you when I get back.
Hey girl, hi. How you doing over there?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm a little nervous about some of the stuff that I revealed about my family. I hope they don't find this.
You didn't even say anything. You didn't even say anything about them. You're good.
Yeah, but my dad would still be like, why did you tell people there were problems between us? Because truth.
I mean, you can't. I mean, it's not a problem between me and you. Like, that's just your dad being a dad. Like, there's so many things that my dad still doesn't want me doing, but then my brother will come in the house and he'll still do whatever he wants. And I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. I'm older, I'm more responsible. Like, what's up? And it's the dad complex.
And I think it's because we're girls.
Absolutely. You're daddy's princess, I'm daddy's princess. And that is how it will always be.
And I think that's one of the reasons why he's pissed off that I'm probably going to go to UCF too, is like, I'm losing my little girl again.
Hey, I mean, look, you're only 3 hours away. He can drive, he can take a bus,
He
a
lives in
45 minute flight,
Yeah, I know.
So, hold on.
I wonder if Roxana's still in here. I know she had practice tonight, but
She left. She put that out there. She was like, I gotta go. Love you, Ashley. Nice to see you again, Victoria. IceT Kirby rocks.
Okay. I haven't been reading the chat because it's very difficult to read the chat, and I have my phone propped up against my computer.
No, you're good. You're good, girl. You're good. Mike is here in the chat interacting with us. There was somebody with red hair and fire. I don't know if they're still here. Oh, the Red Spy. I don't know who that is.
I think this is good. I think this is damn good.
No, I think it's really great. I think it's important to share your story. And like I said, just for the education of it. Because just even reading some of your notes here, and that's something I'm going to touch up on as soon as we get back, so we follow a pattern. It's like I said, girl, I don't see a disability. I see a person that's capable. And that's when I go out with you, I'm like, can you please do this yourself? Because it's I know you can do this. So please do it. So it is what it is. You're doing great though. Oh, we have to worry about dinner when we're done. Don't forget.
I've got fried rice already made.
Okay, so I'll just heat it up for you.
It's just heat and eat.
Heat and eat. I like it. She's a rhymer.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi, Fran.
Hello.
Hello. Let me make sure everything's good so far.
I noticed your pants, Jesse. They're really cute. Those are some nice joggers.
Thank you. They are just some gray joggers I wear when I'm at home or if it's cold out and I'm lazy. That's about it.
So are you like 3 for 3 right now? Lazy at home and it might be a little too cold in there for you?
Yep, 1,000%. It is chilly. It is comfortable, and yeah, I'm 3 for 3.
Tight gray sweatpants. Mikey, how do you know they're so tight, buddy? What are you looking at?
They're not that tight, bro.
Yeah, keep your eyes up, Mike.
Where are they tight? I don't see anything. Hold on, let me get in the camera here. Am I tight?
Hold on.
Tight sweatpants. It's really tight. If anything, my shirt's too tight. You can see.
Not ready to start yet. Give me just a second.
See my pec coming through here.
I can't be looking at you because then this is like sexual harassment. So I'm just gonna look away.
Not harassment unless I don't like it.
Oh.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only sexual harassment if I don't like it.
I mean, look, as long as you like it, me too.
Oh my gosh,
Hashtag me too.
oh shoot. Hold on. Gotta go back to Twitch now. I opened up my text messages. And I'm gonna hit play, even though that part doesn't matter.
Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to say I've drank at least, so I have a box in the garage, an empty box that fits about 170 cans of seltzers.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And so I finished one box like last week. Like I filled the box up till a can, of cans. And now I'm on my second box, so I've had at least 170 cans.
Hey Jesse, are your parents on here tonight?
Maybe.
Mr. and Mrs. Harriton, please present yourselves.
Well, regardless, it's not like I've been drinking them out of control.
If they're not, make sure they listen to this one.
Yeah, I'll tell them to listen to this one.
My son's an alcoholic.
They will
so I
be
counted
appreciative that I was in the foster care system, especially since you were adopted. So
yeah. Now, okay, I was asked how do I know it's 170 cans? It's because it's a rough estimate. I counted one layer of the cans, and I stacked the I placed the cans in like neatly. It wasn't just like a mess of cans. Like I did rows, right? And I think the actual total was like 168 cans, but I just rounded it up to 170.
This is a teacher in him.
So roughly 170 cans, and now I'm on the second box, and I've had at least 170 cans since March, because it kind of started in March, maybe mid-March. So
good gracious, that's a lot of seltzer.
That's like how many? I know, for real.
But
like,
if you think about
that's carbonation, Jesse. Like I'm surprised you haven't like floated away.
Okay, but if you think about it, it's like 150 cans. That would be maybe over 3 months, right?
I mean, yeah. That's essentially you're drinking at least one a day every day.
Yeah,
but there were some days where you were doing like that one episode where we did the White Claw and the Bud Light Seltzer. There was like 8 in one sitting that we drank.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not as crazy as it sounds. It's not as outrageous. So it's like, I mean, are there some days where I have like a lot? Yeah, but it's like every now and then I'll have like a handful, if whatever that means. Because you can't really fill your hands with White Claw, but you know what I'm saying.
2 in each hand.
And even then, like I almost feel like that these seltzers, I've become like not numb, but like I just don't get like a buzzed feeling as easily. Like they just don't. It doesn't work that way.
When do you want me to bring up the wheelchair parts stuff?
When we come back, whenever you're ready, dude, whenever you're ready to bring it up. But Jesse, let me come up there, sir, and let me introduce you to something called tequila. Because you don't really need a lot of it. you know.
It's delicious.
Listen, the reason
That's a good one,
why-
Mike.
the reason why I
But how
even
many
drink these-
boxes have you eaten, Jesse?
Oh my gosh.
Only we would know that reference.
I swear it's the thing now. Eat boxes.
It won't.
The next time we do a taste test on the show, I will eat a box if that makes people come back and listen.
I'm happy that we're talking about that because I was going to suggest that for next week we do another taste test.
Okay, good.
Your
'cause I'm
parents
down.
wouldn't want you to eat the box. Your dad was like, Jesse, don't eat the box.
Yeah, they don't want me to eat the box. All right, let me get this started again so we can finish up this episode.
Okay.
Let's go.
Our first half was 44 minutes, so this half might have to be a little bit quicker just for time's sake.
Timing
Okay.
purposes.
We don't want it to take too long because then people tune out and because they suck. But anyway,
Let's go, friend.
all right, here we go. I'm gonna mute you guys and then we'll be back in it. Rejoin. Where is okay, that's yours. Here we go. 3, 2. Welcome back to IceT and the Hippogriff. It is I, the old Jesse himself, aka IceT Kirby, and I'm here with Victoria Sorrentino, aka Do the Hippogriff. And finally, we have our special guest today, Miss Ashley McGee, on the line, or in this case, the Zoom call. And we're back.
Hi, I'm still here.
She's still here. Thank you for being here. Again, it is awesome that you're here, and we get to ask all these questions, and we get to hear your story regarding being a person of the disabled nature. And we get to...
You know what I like to call it?
What do you like to call it?
Handy-capableness.
Handy capable. I like that. You're handy capable. That's what they should call it. Like handicapped. What does capped even mean? Like, why can't we have it be handy capable?
Because it makes it sound like handicap, you know, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can really achieve.
Well, fuck them.
And that's, yeah, exactly. Fuck those people. We don't have time for that.
Yep.
We don't. And you know something? Speaking of difficult people, capabilities, you know, since we have you here, and, you know, we all live for the challenge, I want to start off this next half with a question, if you don't mind. I have here the notes, you know, the thing that really kind of bothers you is that the fact that you're disabled doesn't mean you're incapable. That you love challenges because it gives you something that you have to overcome, which is great because a lot of people shy away from challenges. So what would you say, you know, has been your biggest challenge in life so far? And how did you go about overcoming that challenge?
Honestly, just getting my AA degree. Because of all the sickness and all of the surgeries and all of the downtime that I suffered through trying to get it. And I just wouldn't let myself stop. Like, I was like, I am not going to stop. I'm going to finish this. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's getting done. And that's exactly how I will treat my bachelor's and master's degree when I go for those.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So do you have like an approach you want to take towards that though? Because like I remember when you were really ill. I do remember that. I think you were out of school for like a whole year altogether. And it was
Unfortunately, when I have a surgery, I'm usually down for 3 months, and then I have to take a year like to build my muscles back up because I've lost them by being in bed.
Yeah, and that's also something that was really is something that's changing because you know when you and I first started hanging out, you weren't seeing a physical therapist, and you know it's like I told you I had that dream one time where I saw that you were walking, and you know I think that was a really like critical thing to share with you, and I remember this year, you know you finally did get a physical therapist, a consistent one. And he's great. I really like him. I like that he's, really blunt and professional with you. What is like the hardest part though about physical therapy? Like, would you say practicing outside of your sessions?
Yeah, I am lazy at times. I'm being honest here.
At least she's honest.
And I know that I can't be lazy because if I don't use it, I'm gonna lose it, and I don't want to not be able to use my muscles by the time I'm 40.
Okay. I mean, and that's not a bad gig, because a lot of people should be taking care of themselves. It's a consistent thing. It's a lifestyle, you know. So I'm happy. Like, thank you so much for always, looking challenges in the eye, not fearing away from them.
Hey,
I like to look challenges in the eye and put on my boxing gloves.
And then you
Technical
suplex them, and you throw them against the sides of the ring, when they bounce off the strings, and then you like hook line, you give them the old 1-2, and then you
exactly.
It's awesome to hear, and this kind of reflects off of how you are and how someone, like, the whole point of this podcast episode is to kind of like blur that line between disabled and quote unquote abled people, right? To say that someone, just because you're disabled per se, doesn't mean you can't do the things that quote unquote normal people can do. And the fact that you've humanized, you humanize yourself, and you admit you were lazy at some points. Everyone gets lazy, like, you know what I mean. And I feel like that's cool that you're able to express that openly and be like honest and like, I don't know. I know that sounds crazy, but like, people get lazy. Whether whatever situation you're in, and that's okay. Like, it happens. I get lazy all the time, unfortunately. And no, it's not because of the White Claws, and it's not because of that's not why. I'm just saying, it's like, if we're blurring these lines, and if we're trying to say like, hey man, just because you're bound to a wheelchair doesn't mean you're not a human. You're still human, and you still do awesome things and human things, and you even have things that you want to do, which is what we're getting into now. You gave Victoria and I a list of things that you've done and a fun list of things that you want to do. So let's get into that. Let's talk about some of those things. Wow, I just segued that real hard.
I have swam with the dolphins in Mexico, and I wish Roxana was still here because I did it with her. And if I was talking about this right now, she'd be super happy. And I have visited 5 different countries, all of them with Roxy on cruise ships. I really wish she would have stayed, but I know she had practice tonight.
Maybe we should have just done this interview backwards, but
can I just say that I've done the Carnival cruise that goes to where was it? Cozumel, Mexico. And I've done, and when I was in Cozumel, one of the things that my parents signed me up for, because I was like 13 or something, I was young, was the swimming with the dolphins in Cozumel.
So you've done it! Yay!
Yeah, that was
my!
It was super
and
cool.
That experience was so special, and if not for Roxy, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm giving her credit here because I know she's probably going to listen to this on Apple Podcasts later. She paid 2 diver guys $75 each to help me to get onto the dolphin. And then she paid for all of our pictures, and she paid for the video. I have like all of those as memories.
Oh, wow.
In fact, they came up as my Facebook memories today. That trip was 10 years ago.
Wow. 10 years ago. That's awesome. Seriously, that's really, really cool. Man, I don't even know if we took pictures or have videos of it. I think it was just like an excursion.
I'll
and
have
then
to
we were
send
done.
some to you later, Jesse.
No, that'd be really cool to see. I would be happy to see that for sure.
Reminisce memory lane.
So I see that the swam with the dolphins and ridden roller coasters. So what roller coasters have you been on before?
God, the question is, what haven't I been on? I am fortunate to have a friend that works for Disney, a friend that works for Universal,
Perfect.
and a friend that works for SeaWorld Parks.
That seems like
So,
a pretty good.
I don't pay anything to get in anywhere.
I wish I had that luxury, because I
Right?
had a Universal, or no, I'm sorry, I had a Disney Pass last year. I bought one, and I used it, and then this year I had Universal, but then halfway through my Universal Pass, started this stupid pandemic with COVID-19. So now from March until today, I haven't been able to use my pass for Universal. They supposedly extended it till December, but even then, it's like, I mean, you got to extend it a lot more than that at this point, because I have a feeling we're not going to be back to normal, quote unquote, until probably next year at this point, if things are going the way they are. But anyway, yeah, that's you're set to go if you have friends at Universal and Disney that can get you in. Lucky you. That's
Those are
awesome.
great places to take a date to.
Right? I would. I so would.
What is your favorite roller coaster? What out of all the ones you've been on, what's your favorite?
Okay, so let's do it by park.
Okay.
I'll give you one from each park.
Mm-hmm.
Animal Kingdom is Everest.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yes.
I'll
right on.
I'm gonna check mark that as well. That's probably the best ride at Animal Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom, Space Mountain.
Yep, I'm gonna check that one too.
Okay.
Victoria's like, nah.
Wait, because I'm thinking, where's the Rock and Roller Coaster? Is that MGM?
That's
in
Hollywood
MGM,
Studios.
Hollywood Studios, and
Yeah.
that's my favorite ride in Hollywood Studios. Check.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay,
okay.
so no, check. I check all three so far. I'm like,
Yep,
wait.
I check all three as well.
And then I'm missing. Epcot. I'm missing Epcot, and in Epcot, I love the test track.
Ooh, you know what's crazy?
Yeah, that was a fun one.
I know this is not even on topic, but I'm going to say it anyway. That ride might be, or no, it might take a back seat to the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride that's coming out.
What?
What?
You guys didn't know about that?
Oh.
No.
Yeah, Epcot is.
Now,
They've been building it for like a
if we're
year
gonna
now.
do-
There's a Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster being built at Epcot. It's an indoor roller coaster.
So let's hit Universal.
Okay.
Universal is the Hulk.
That's Islands. Islands of Adventure is the Hulk.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So then I have two favorite rides in the Islands of Adventure then, because the new Hagrid's motorbike ride, that roller coaster is beast.
Formerly called Flight of the Unicorn.
No,
wait a
no.
second.
No, that
That's
was Dueling Dragons.
The Dueling Dragons is Dragon Challenge.
Dragon Challenge.
There used to be a ride there called Flight of the Unicorn.
That's still there.
Which no,
Yes, it is.
They call it Flight of the Hippogriff. Thank you.
Hold on. Why are you upset about that?
No,
Dude,
because
the
I'm just
Hippogriff
telling you the
is
name.
upset about.
Flight of the Hippogriff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, don't play.
Hagrid's motorbike ride just came out last year.
That's
And-
Universal.
Yeah, I've gotten to ride it. That roller coaster is beastie.
It's amazing. I've been on it twice, and both times I've been on it, it's been like, whoa, like.
I haven't been there. Please, I don't want to talk about it. It's a surprise.
Yeah.
Try
What,
to
6-year
bring
surprise.
you with me. I
We're
don't
not
know
talking
how
about
to-
it.
Victoria,
not talking
what are
about
you
it.
doing?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Moving along, away from Harry Potter Land.
Okay, so what are the parks? Oh, the SeaWorld parks. So,
No. You still have you been on the Mummy at Studios?
Oh, yes, I have. And I like it better than Spider-Man and what is the ride that my friend
Transformers?
runs? there's another ride that's like Spider-Man, but it's not Spider-Man.
The Transformers one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Etienne operates that ride.
But the Mummy is a roller coaster. It's like an actual indoor roller coaster. Like it shoots you out.
I love it.
And then the other one that's at Universal Studios now is Gringotts, the bank.
Not talking about it.
Gringotts.
Victoria, you haven't been on
I've
Gringotts?
done all of it. She's hating me right now. Like,
I took my earpiece out. Like, I don't want to hear anything.
You have not been on Gringotts?
I have yet to visit. I went to the world premiere of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter back in 2010. Like, I waited in that line for 8 hours to get in. For this new one, Diagon Alley, I mean, it's a dream come true, but I still to this day have not been able
you need to
get out there.
You need to do that.
I've gotten tickets and I've invited her, and she's just like, I can't. I gotta work.
Oh, but you'll take off work for EDC.
Yeah, such is life. Such
Girl,
is life.
Next time
but you know,
I get 2 more tickets from Etienne, we're going. I'm
for
gonna
sure.
drag you by your hair.
The tentative plan, you know, if COVID finally goes away, would be go to EDC Orlando and just take the extra day to go. I'm not particularly trying to like go with anybody at this point. I would really just like to go and just enjoy it for myself because like I've waited long enough.
You're alone.
Trust me, girl, you don't need people to do everything. But yeah, no, that's really cool. Like, it's really cool that you've been able to experience all of these things because just like, again, like there's a lot of people who will not do like half the things you've done. And like, shit, you have lived an incredibly full life for 35. You've accomplished things. You're still working on accomplishing things. What is your dating life like? Like, is there a partner in the back somewhere, you know, rooting you on? Is there somebody that you're interested in? Like, what is dating like for you?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
He doesn't know that I'm interested in him.
What?
Yeah, I haven't spilled it out.
Well, is he listening tonight? Should we tell him?
No, but if I post this on my Instagram and he ends up listening to it or something, then I don't think he'll be able to figure out who he is.
Just invite Jesse and I to your wedding, okay?
Girl, you'd be my maid of honor. What the hell are you talking about here?
This is literally recording, so both of you are required to invite me to your weddings at this point. And
okay.
Just like you're required to invite us to your wedding.
Yeah, I'm just reminding everybody now, and that's it. All right, continue.
So yeah, I do have a crush on someone. He does not know who he is. We have talked about him a couple times before. You know where in Florida he lives. She's thinking.
I'm listening. Keep going.
And actually, I have a couple of crushes, and neither of them know. And honestly, with one of them, I've been friends with this person for 12 years. So I'm afraid to say anything because I don't want it to ruin the awesome friendship we have. Plus, I can't really stand his mother.
Look, it'd be that way. I'm sure, you know, we've all dated somebody and we were just like, wow, we hate your family, but I love you. Why did your family suck so much? But, you know, it's cool. It's cool because, you know, everybody deserves to have a partner that loves and supports and cares for them. You know, everybody that's got like a really big heart and has goals and drive, like, of course, at the end of the day, you know, you do deserve to have somebody to come home to. So ideally, you know, what is the type of person that you're interested in? You know, are they someone that needs to have like a similar condition as yours? Do you not have a preference?
I don't care. If you have a similar condition, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I want to give the love that I have, and I want to be loved, and I want to have children, and that's
Gentlemen, if you only knew the really kind things that she has done for me, you'll probably leave your girlfriend right now. So look this girl up. Look this girl up on social media. You got a big heart, girl. You really do. And as your friend, as one of your biggest supporters, I too would love to see you with a man that really cares about you and will help you foster the good qualities you have and grow with you. Thank you.
I double that, of course. I'm sure the right person will come along at the right time, and things will work out amazingly. So keep being you, and don't change anything about you for the sake of the dating world, because the dating world, from my experience, sucks a lot. But I'm not
People
also
see my wheelchair and they run the other direction because the first thing they think about is, how much help does she need? How much can she do for herself? They don't get to know me. They just run. I'm on a bunch of dating sites. Like, I do Hinge, and I don't like what is Tinder at all. I don't do Tinder, but I do Hinge, and
don't do
I
Tinder.
have a few dating sites that I'm on, and people don't even give me a chance because that wheelchair is the first thing that they see. But like, I like to be open about that. I don't want to catfish anybody. I don't want people to think that they're getting into something that's going to be incredibly easy. We're going to have our ups and downs, and you're going to either have to stick with me or not.
Well, I wouldn't suggest like this is a catfishing tactic, but maybe, when you do go on these websites, I don't know what you're posting on them, but maybe like don't lead right away. I'm in a wheelchair. This kind of goes back to something that Jesse and I were talking about a few weeks ago, the whole love really blind concept. If you don't want people to look at you and see, oh my God, a wheelchair, maybe the approach should be, these are all of the wonderful qualities I have to offer. Maybe take a picture where you're sitting up, a little more straight, and start engaging that audience of people. And as you're getting more comfortable and you guys are starting to like send pictures or something like that, that's when you can, maybe drop that ball a little lightly. Like, hey, listen, I just want to let you know I am fully independent, but I'm in a wheelchair. Or maybe, do that when you're setting up a date. Like, hey, we've been chatting for a week. How about we go and get a cup of coffee? And when you go and get the cup of coffee, maybe even on your way there, like that would be the time. Or as soon as they get there, they'll see the chair and they'll put two and two together. I've been talking to this person for a week. She's been telling me that she's eating dinner and taking a shower and doing a bunch of regular average Joe things. Like, how complicated can this really be?
Right.
My advice would be this, and this is from the guy's perspective. I agree with 100% of what Victoria just said. One thing I do, okay, let me put it this way. One thing that my friend has caught me doing wrong, that I think, and this doesn't just apply to you, Ashley. This applies to just everybody. Your first photo, like whatever photo you have as your like the first thing people see on these dating apps, has to be the most transparent version of you, but also the best version of you, right? So like having a picture as your default picture should not be you hiding, and I'm not saying you're hiding anything, but
never.
Right, don't have it be you hiding like per se your wheelchair, like, because if someone likes you for that, and then they like you, and then they like go dig deeper into your profile, and then they see you have a wheelchair, and then all of a sudden they're all turned off by it, which is stupid, but I mean it might happen. You have like have your, I'm not saying have your worst in front per se, but have your most whatever's
Maybe that's
most
something
vulnerable.
you and I could talk about later tonight, Victoria. I'll show you what pictures I have uploaded where.
Yeah,
so
please,
you know what
please.
I'm saying though? It's like make sure you're not deceiving anybody, like, and that goes for anybody, like no matter who has this dating, because like I have Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, OkCupid, I have like every fucking dating app known to man, and I've learned that I have I don't want to say I put my worst picture first, but I put the picture that is like the most raw first, if that makes sense. Like
That makes sense.
the most transparent seems to be the best word for me. Like it's just like this is a picture of me and who I am without like the filters, without like extra this, that, and the other. This is me. And if you like this, and then you scroll to the next picture, and it's an even better picture of me, it's like, well, that makes it even better. You know what I mean? Versus,
I get where you're coming from on that. I do. And that's the kind of approach that I've been putting on a lot of my pictures. I post things. I do my absolute best to post nothing, to post my pictures without any filters. Like, I'm being so honest with you guys, like 95% of the pictures I post on social media, whether it's like a picture or whatever, I don't put a filter on it. I think it's really important because you need to appreciate me in the raw. You need to understand that like I am comfortable with who I am, with how I look, how I dress, how I eat, and who's in my life. Like whether or not I want them there, they can leave.
raw,
and
yeah. No, I was just
it's
gonna say.
important. But you also don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And in an age where everything is super technologically driven at this point, and I'm really, really not encouraging this because I think the filters are really awful. They're kind of they're like pronouncing your insecurities, and they're making it okay for you to just erase your insecurities. Oh, well, we can just cover it up with this, or for $10,000 we can make you look like that. You're still that same person. Like it doesn't matter. Put makeup on a pig and it's still a pig.
It's just deceptive. Like it's and the technology is getting so good to where it is actually like deceitful. Like I sometimes, and I'm not knocking anybody for this, but you'll look at these profile pictures with the filter and you'll be like, oh wow, she's really attractive, quote, whatever. And then as soon as you swipe to the one where it's like actually her, it's like, oh well, wait a sec. Like
there's an episode of South Park like that.
And I'm not trying to be like a jerk or be insensitive or but you know what I mean. It's like, well, wait a minute, like.
But look at Kylie Jenner. Yeah, I guess if you think that plastic is beautiful, but the reality of it is that kid she pushed out with Travis Scott is not going to look like that. And I say it like that because it's like, why are you disrespecting yourself? Like, I get it, but please don't disrespect yourself. Love the body you're in.
Yeah, going back, I'm gonna exit the dating realm because I'm gonna get hooked and then start just talking forever about it.
Yeah.
Some of the things before we go, let's talk a little bit about the things that you've done. We've talked about roller coasters. We talked about diving with the dolphins. He says here you've visited 5 different countries. What are these countries you visited in your lifetime?
Belize, Cozumel, Roatan Peninsula. I have been to. Goodness gracious, I can't remember the other 2 right now.
No problem.
The Bahamas.
Okay.
And I have been to the Cayman Islands. That's it.
Okay. So what and this is just easy as easy as it can be. What has been your favorite experience out of all
Mexico,
those?
the Dolphins, hands down.
Gotcha.
Done.
Gotcha. No, that's awesome. I mean, I enjoyed it when I was like 13 or something or whatever, but I definitely had fun doing that. So I can understand that being your favorite for sure. I haven't been in the Cayman Islands. I have not been to what else did you say? You said
Roatan, Honduras.
Yeah, I haven't been there. I've been to Honduras. I haven't been to any of those. Cozumel is one I've been to. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Rome, but that's a
place I want to go.
That was a high
also
school
on my
field
bucket
trip.
list.
But Victoria, before we move on, have you been to any of the places that Ashley mentioned?
I have never left the United States, and I think it's really cool. You guys have a lot
What
of things in
the
common.
heck?
I've never left the United States. I've been to like 5 or 6 different states in this country. I just got back from California. I have never had a major surgery. So like you guys talking about all these surgeries, the only surgery like I have ever had in my life is when I got my wisdom teeth taken out about 4 years ago.
I remember that.
And it was like a similar experience to both of you where, you know, it was a really large needle. They put it in my hand. And the doctor said to me, okay, count backwards from 100. Okay, 100, 99,
Gone.
98. And 3 hours later, I was awake. So like, it's, you know, I haven't had as many experiences as the both of you
You're
had.
lucky that they put you out. They only gassed me. I was still awake when they pulled my teeth.
I think it's
Oh
a
my
timing thing
God,
though. Like I just
don't
got this in
even-
2016 and you probably got yours out like
Ugh.
years before.
That makes me cringe.
Exactly. So
You were, oh my God, I can't even stand that. I think I had one tooth pulled ever. And it wasn't because of a cavity. It was more of because of, I think it was because I was getting not my braces out, but like something going on with my teeth, like orthodontics stuff. And they had to pull a tooth. That was awful. Goodness God. Victoria, you, what'd you just say that just made me really like cringe? Something about
the needle in my hand, counting backwards from 100.
Oh, no, that was it. The counting backwards. I will never forget. I had my wisdom teeth. That's what it was. Wisdom teeth. I had those removed. That was one of the I guess if you want to call it that as an operation, that's one of the operations I had was.
Yeah, if you count that on me too, that's another one I've had.
Yeah, they put me under, and I'll never forget. It was in the chair, but it was like I wasn't sitting yet. I was actually standing up and leaning back. And I'll remember they were like, all right, we're going to do the anesthesia or whatever, and you're going to fall asleep. And they said you might feel a tingle in your butt. I'll never forget them saying that. Like
What the hell?
You'll feel like almost like a tingly burning sensation in your butt, and then you'll be out. And sure enough, they were like, here it comes. And like they put it in, and like sure enough, I felt this like burning, like tingly, like hot sensation in my butt, and then I was gone and I was out. I'll never forget that. Like it was like really weird, but it was funny. Oh man. And then of course sitting in bed with the gauze in my gums and like eating applesauce for a week, that sucked. That was the worst, but I had to do it. So because I had all four. It was all four. It was two top and two bottom wisdom teeth I had to get out.
All four for
All
me
four,
too.
yeah, it was bad.
One shot.
Oh yeah, but anyway, let me scroll down here. So some of the things that you want to do. Let's get into this before we run out of time. Bungee jumping, zip lining, and skydiving.
I specifically want to go zip lining with Victoria, who has seemed to have disappeared. And I think I know why. But
Okay.
I want to go ziplining with Victoria in Vegas.
Zip lining in Vegas. I didn't even know they had zip lining in Las Vegas.
They have 5 different lines. 5 different lines.
Huh. Is it from a hotel or something? Or is it like a...
Yes.
That's cool. So you can zip line from a hotel and it goes to probably just like another building or another hotel or something?
I don't know if it goes to another hotel, but they have 5 different lines, and a lot of them are off of like hotel buildings.
That is super cool. It's funny. The only time I've ziplined was here in Orlando. There's a place called Gatorland, and it's literally it's like a zoo / alligator place where you can like see them feed alligators and whatever. And they have
Oh,
zip
that's a
lining.
golf course, right?
No. It's literally like a zoo. It's like and you can zip line. They have a zip lining course, and like I remember it was me and my parents and we went zip lining at Gatorland, and it was fun. I had never zip lined, and it's nothing crazy, nothing like too crazy, but you know you're up high and you're zip lining over alligators and like water and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Sounds like you had a blast.
Yeah.
And yes, I want to bungee jump off of something, and I want to skydive.
I've done that. I've done the skydiving. That was my first time in an airplane, actually, was to go skydiving.
What?
Which was really cool. Yeah. I got pictures. I paid the video. I was super excited. Like, I paid for everything. They didn't even like offer us those cool jumpsuits. I was like, excuse me, do you mind if I wear one of those really cool jumpsuits? And I got to wear it. It was really cool. The zip lining I got to do at I got to zip line at EDC Orlando in 2016. And that was really cool.
Zip lining in
That was
EDC.
You've done it
What the heck?
without me, you little bug.
Well, wasn't really raving with you in 2016. Yeah, it was my first time, and it was like part of the experience. It's called the Electric Daisy Carnival for a reason.
Okay.
Before we go, I'd like to ask if there are any questions in the chat that I might have missed.
Yeah, for 1,000%. Let's so if you're in the Twitch chat right now, now's your chance to ask a question for Ashley. Be brave. Ask what you think.
Anything you want. I'm an open book. I told Jesse that when we started this.
I'm looking.
I'm looking hard. Ashley, how many children do you want to have?
Ooh,
At least 2.
at least 2. Okay. I feel like I'm a one-child guy. I don't know if that's because I'm the only child in my family, but I feel like one would be not tolerable, because I can tolerate 40 at once, but it would be the ideal comfort zone for IceT Kirby to have a kid.
Sweet. I think we've done it. I think we're done here tonight.
You think we're good? All right. Well, if no one in the chat's, I don't think the chat looks like they're sleeping right now. So
Hold on, wait. I got one more question.
Okay, one more
I
question.
do. It's a
Okay.
very important question.
all right.
Okay.
Ashley, I really thank you so much for coming here, best friend. Really, truly, I love you to death. Thank you for doing this. For everybody that listened and heard your story tonight, if they're interested in networking with you, because you said, you have some web design certificates, so I'm sure that's like a plethora of things that people could utilize. Where can we find you?
Okay. You can find me basically on all platforms as the same thing. My Snapchat, my Twitter, my Instagram, and I'm on Twitch at Ducky1621. That's DUCKY 1621. And then my name is Ashley, spelled ASHLEI. I'm spelling it because it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
My middle name is Lauren, spelled LOREN.
Oh,
And then my last name is McGee, spelled MCGHE.
all right.
Right on, best friend.
Victoria, where are you at?
Same place, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. If ever, whenever, should you ever be interested in finding me, find me on Instagram at Do the Hippogriff. Find me on Twitter at Be a Hippogriff. Find me on Facebook, Victoria Ann Marie. That's 2 N's. Sorrentino with 2 R's.
And of course, you can find Mr. IceT Kirby / Jesse Harriton / whatever you want to call me at IceT Kirby on all social media platforms. Be sure to follow us on twitch.tv / IceT Kirby and join us every Thursday night at around 7 o'clock p.m. for our live recording session for the show. We would love to have you. We would love to talk to you on the show. You can find the show itself at anchor.fm / IceT and the Hippogriff. That is 2 P's and 2 F's. And you can also find our show on anywhere that you like to listen to podcasts. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. IceT Kirby is where I'm at. And please be sure to like, please be sure to follow, and please be sure to share and or subscribe. It helps us make a better show for you. And very quickly, Victoria, if you have a quote of the day, if not,
I would like to quote my favorite headmaster from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Oh my God.
We may come from different places, we may speak in different tongues, but our hearts beat as one. Mr. Albus Dumbledore.
I'm about it. There's nothing like a good quote from a fictional character. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I feel like heck, there's a lot of good characters out there who have these awesome quotes that don't get credit for it. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will see you next time on IceT and the Hippogriff. See you later. Time to go eat some brew.
You're gonna go drink, you're saying?
Actually, I have stew in the crock pot waiting for me.
That actually sounds really good. You have a crock pot? Jesse, you don't even need anything. Like, you could just cook in that crock pot and, like, you don't have to do anything for 8 hours.
Oh, and we're clear, by the way.
Clear. I just want to share that I've really always wanted a crock pot and I'm really jealous.
Yeah, it's
Really?
Like a slow cooker, that sounds awesome. Like, do you have any idea like what you can cook in that? Like, shit.
Right now I have
Ooh,
some
your
beef.
birthday's coming up and you just get ooh.
I've got
Ooh, babes.
beef
Okay.
stew. I've got beef
Let you know if
stew waiting for me. I have pasta that I've already cooked yesterday. Like, I just made some plain pasta and put the beef stew on it, and that's dinner right there.
That sounds really good.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Proud of you, Jesse, cooking on your own.
I've been cooking on my own since March.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm proud of you for continuing to cook for yourself.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of people in chat that I don't recognize. We got Needham. We got Sapphire Ilva. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. And then Yo Mike, who is my friend, who is fucking just Mike.
Yo, Mike!
I think this was very successful.
Yeah,
Hell
this was a great one. This was super fun and super informative, so I'm sure people will love it.
I'm really excited to publish it. You know, I want to get it to the right people so we can get it out there.
I got it saved. I'll be editing it over the weekend and on Monday, and then Tuesday it'll be out at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. That's our time, so I could always be I don't know the consistent time. I want to make sure
It's pretty much 1 o'clock every time, dude.
Love it.
Literally, the last time I looked at Anchor, which was yesterday, we had 88 total plays, and now we have 96 as of right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's and we're 50-50. We have 50% are women and 50% are males listening.
Isn't that great? Like, what a concept. It's a guy and a girl. Like, we have these two opposing views and opinions of things, and like we can relate to them. They can relate with us.
I hope that this episode helps you guys.
I hope it reaches another
I'm sure it
audience
will.
of people. That would be great.
35% of our listeners are from Apple Podcasts, 29% are Spotify, 17% are Anchor, and then 19% are other.
I love it.
We've
That's
already
freaking
had
awesome.
since last week. We've already had
the Spotify one.
since last week. We've had 6 plays on the newest episode, which is last week's episode. We've had 6 plays on the media episode. The 2 episodes that are the highest right now are the dating episode when we talked about dating on during COVID-19, and then the role play episode.
Yes.
That has 14 and then 13 for the dating one. So those are both juicy topics.
Like
apparently.
it. So, you know something? Let's take that and we should like run with it. Like, what else around those topics can we continue to talk about? We talked about dating. Let's talk about breaking up.
Well, we could talk about
The breaking up is hard to do.
We can talk. One thing I think we could talk about regarding dating is how do you make a profile? I think that's a big one. Like, what pictures do you put? What information do you put? Like, how do you capture someone's attention? You know what I mean? Like that.
I'm going to write this down in my notes.
That could be an hour-long conversation right there. Maybe even inviting people onto the chat to like look at our profiles. Like, we can put our profiles on the chat and like share, like have the chat.
I would definitely not miss that. I mean, I haven't missed one, but.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, having the chat say like what they like about it or what they don't like, and having people like edit our profiles for us almost, or maybe
You know something? I have a friend that does that. Like I have a friend, she
like
she like
rates.
does the Monet beauty products thing, but she's like super handy with her social media, and she's like given me a lot of tips how to like make my presence better and how to like attract people. So she could be like a guest that we have for a little bit. She doesn't have to stay for the whole thing, you know, she's a mom, but you know, she could come for a little bit and give us, you know, her advice, and like part 2 could be us like modifying
Exactly.
and asking
But you
questions
know what I'm
and
saying
shit.
though? It's like that, and that's good engagement for the show. So I feel like we should do that as the next episode. Period. Like it'll be dating, but it'll be like our dating profiles, like what like a guide to dating profiles, or like a like creating a dating profile with me and you, like or editing our profiles. You know what I mean? Like we have to think of like a, you know, whatever. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm about to go. I have a package that was delivered to me during the show, and
oh,
I've had a Samsung Gear S3, which is a watch, a smart watch, for years now. And I'm trying to see if I can replace the rechargeable battery. The battery, you know, it died a long time ago.
wow.
Like it, you know, it doesn't charge anymore. And so I
Right.
ordered a replacement battery and like the tools to replace the battery. So I'm about to like dig into my watch and see if I can fix it and recharge it.
Oh my god.
That's
Jesse, you're oh my god, you're brave. I don't know. Like I don't trust myself touching these things. You, my
yeah.
friend, are brave.
Well, I
I
built the
have fun with
computer,
that.
so that's
sometimes myself. Yeah.
I mean, I built my own computer, so that, you know,
I'm not scared.
I'm not afraid of like a motherboard. And even then, it's like if that's the case, like if I end up breaking it, it's like I'm gonna have to buy a new one anyway because the battery doesn't work. So it's like might as well try to fix it.
True.
So
Do some science. I like it. I really take some pictures, post it, let us know how that goes, please.
the difference being the watch itself is about $350, and then to put a new battery in cost me $16. So it's like I'd rather risk that for $16 and then buy another watch for another $200 to $300.
Well, of course, especially if you can just replace the battery and it works the same. Fuck yes, right on. That's what we call ingenuity.
Yeah.
If you, Victoria, totally off subject, but if you could have any crock pot you wanted, what size?
Oh, I really don't know. I have to talk to my mom. I think we said like 6 or 8. I have to ask her because
Okay,
like
I have
I've been like wanting one for like a few years now, and like I just haven't, like I'm just like I fulfill myself in certain ways, but then there are just other ways
think
I
I
don't
got you.
fulfill.
I
You
think I
know?
got you.
We'll talk. We shall talk, friend. We shall talk. I'm gonna come in the other room and I'm gonna come get you now. Uh, Mr. Harrington, we're gonna
Thank
sign
you
off.
for this. It was a blast.
Oh hell yes, we were happy to have you. Oh, Jesse, I don't hear you anymore. Where'd you go?
Hello. He's gone.
Yeah, I think he signed off.
Weird.
Okay, well, I'm coming to get you.
Okay.
Bye, Fran.
Bye.
Right on, girl. Oh wow, I finished my beer.
Oh, they're gone. I went to the bathroom. I don't know if anyone's there, but thank you for coming for the show. I'm going to get off now. I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to hang out. I'll put on Simple Ham. There we go. There we go. Now it's just me. Thank you all for coming. It was a great time. I hope everyone had fun and enjoyed themselves during the show today. And of course, we will be back next Thursday. I will be streaming some video games probably this weekend. So if you want to watch me play video games, obviously come and join me for that. But it's dinner time, and I'm hungry, and I'm going to heat up some food and have that beef stew that I made. So I'm going to go do that. Love you all. Have a great evening, and be sure to subscribe and or follow if you had fun. And yeah. See you next time. Catch you later, folks. Peace.